What's going on, everybody? How you doing? It is Chris from Everyday Christian, and today we're going over Genesis chapter 17. Abram is called Abraham. Yes, we're changing names, but why not? My name's Christopher. I go by Chris. Simple as that. All right, let's get on with it. I have a pop-up and it's driving me nuts. Here we go. When Abraham, nope, not yet. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him and said, I am El Shaddai, God Almighty. Serve me faithfully and live a blameless life. I will make a covenant with you by which I will guarantee to you countless descendants. That's not 10, 20, 50, 100, countless. There's 8 billion people on the earth right now as of 2024. I could be wrong, but it's around that number. It's huge. At this, Abram fell down Abram fell down on the ground. Then God said to him, this is my covenant with you. I will make you the father of a multitude of nations. What's more, I am changing your name. You will no longer be Abram. Instead, you will be called Abraham, for you will be the father of many nations. I don't know if that's the translation of Abraham, but I'm going to go with that. You will be the father of many nations. I will make you extremely fruitful. Your descendants will become many nations, and kings will be among them. I will confirm my covenant with you and your descendants after you from generation to generation. This is the everlasting covenant. I will always be your God and the God of your descendants after you. And I will give you the entire land of Canaan, where you now live as a foreigner, to you and your descendants. It will be their possession forever, and I will be their God. Man, what a wonderful verse. I'm sorry. But God is like, hey, look, for the rest of ever, right? You will be, I will make many nations after you, and I will always be your God. We got this. Don't worry about it. I've taken care of you. Then God said to Abraham, yes, that's Abraham now. Your responsibility is to obey the terms of the covenant. You and all your descendants will have this continual responsibility. This is the covenant that you and your descendants must keep. Each male among you must be circumcised. I'm thinking, in the back of my mind, I'm like, Abraham's got to be like, hey, that's what we're going with? You know, I can do 9 fingers. Or a scar on my arm, something. Please? You must cut off the flesh of your foreskin as a sign of a covenant between me and you. From generation to generation, every male child must be circumcised on the 8th day of his birth. This applies not only to members of your family, but also to the servants born in your household and the foreign-born servants whom you have purchased. Remember, there's slavery back in the day. All must be circumcised. Your bodies will bear the mark of my everlasting covenant. Any male who fails to be circumcised will be cut off from the covenant family for breaking the covenant. Yep, okay, I read that correctly. I had to make sure. But anyway, he's like, yeah, every male is going to be circumcised. I think this is kind of interesting. There's, scientific proof, that being circumcised actually helps prevent like diseases and stuff like that, or infections. After this, they're going to be in the wilderness for like 40 years. So, hey, crazy, right? God knows what's going on or what's going to happen. All right. Then God said to Abraham, regarding Sarai, your wife, her name will no longer be Sarai. From now on, we're going to call her Sarah. Yay, we made it. She's Sarah now, and I can pronounce the name. And I will bless her and give her a son to her. Yes, I will bless her richly, and she will become the mother of many nations. Kings of nations will be among her descendants. Then Abram bowed down to the ground, and he laughed to himself in disbelief. I'm sure at this point I would be too, like, circumcised and now this? How could I become a father at age 100? He thought. And how can Sarah have a baby when she is 90 years old? So Abram said to God, may Ishmael live under your special blessing? But God replied, no. He said, no. Sarah, Yes, I can say her name now. Sarah, your wife, will give birth to a son for you. His name will be Isaac. Now think of this. So a long time ago, I think it was a couple chapters ago, maybe the last chapter, I can't remember. It's been a crazy week. But anyway, Sarah's helper, servant, I think is what it is. Her servant was like, hey guy, was like, yeah, you can have her, have the child, name him Ishmael. We'll go from there. That's not the marriage part, right? That is your wife saying, yeah, you can have this other woman. You can make descendants through him or through her because of the son. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's not the wife. And so now God's like, no, Sarah, your wife. You will give birth to a son. You will name him Isaac. And I will confirm my covenant with him and his descendants as an everlasting covenant. As for Ishmael, I'll bless him also, just as you have asked. I will make him extremely fruitful and multiply his descendants. He will become the father of 12 princes. Didn't say kings, says princes. And I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will be confirmed with Isaac, who will be born to you and Sarah about this time next year. He's 99 right now. He's like, dude, I'm going to be 100. Like, you got to be kidding me. This is insane. When God had finished speaking, he left Abraham. On that very day, because Abraham is a wise man, he did exactly what the Lord said, right? On that very same day, Abraham took his son Ishmael and every male in his household, including those born there and those who he had bought, and he circumcised them, cutting off the foreskin, just as God had told him. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised. I don't know what to say about that. That's a long time. Many years old at this point. So he was 99 years old when he got circumcised. Ishmael, his son, was 13. Both Abraham and his son Ishmael were circumcised on that day, along with all the other men and boys of that household, whether they were born or bought as servants. All were circumcised with him. Do as the father did, right? Dude's 99 years old. Evidently doing fine, just walking around and be like, all right, boys, line up. This is what we got to do. Now, I'm not sure that's exactly how it was, but I don't know if I was Abraham, I'd be like, this is what you want me to do. The story is going to continue unfolding. So trust God. He knows what he's doing. That's as much as I can really say. He knows what he's doing. And even though it may not make sense to us, 13 years or 99 years old, he's got our back. He knows what's good for us. So that's all I got. Chapter 17 in a nutshell. We're going to see you next time for chapter 18.